SADIO Mane made it a hat-trick of heartbreaks for old mucker Mo Salah as he sent Senegal to the Africa Cup of Nations final. Former Liverpool man Mane, 33, fired home a late winner against Salah's Egypt to settle a cagey semi in Morocco. Sign up for the football newsletter. Thank you. Salah can only watch on as Mane scores the winner for SenegalCredit, Reuters. Mane celebrates after inflicting heartache on Mo Salah for the thrid timeCredit, AFP. It once again ended Salah's dream of triumphing at Afcon, the one title the Egyptian king has been waiting for after winning everything on Merseyside. Losing out to Mane, with whom Salah clinched the Premier League, FA Cup and Champions League with the Reds, is nothing new. Mane hit the winning penalty as Senegal beat Salah's Pharaohs in the 2021 Afcon final via shootout. A few months later, Mane repeated the trick in a World Cup playoff which saw Salah miss out on Qatar 2022. In fairness, Salah, who exchanged a warm hug with Mane before kick-off, barely had a kick throughout the tense encounter at the Grand Stade de Tanger in Tangiers. Read more football news. That was barring the one he laid on his former club mate Mane towards the end of the first half, which earned a foul and sparked a scuffle between the two dugouts. In the aftermath, Senegal's Habib Diarra talked himself into the book with his dissent, meaning he will miss Sunday's final. The Lions of Teranga, who lost former Chelsea centre-back Kalidou Koulibaly to injury early on in the first half, looked the only team who wanted to attack. While Egypt sat back and were happy to surrender possession, hoping for a decisive counterattack which never came. Most read in football. Extra time and yet another penalty shootout between these two sides seemed inevitable. Best online casinos, top sites in the UK. But then, with 78 minutes on the clock, the ball fell loose to Senegal's record cap Mane, who drilled it home from the edge of the area. There were suggestions of Nicholas Jackson being offside in the build-up, but VAR did not intervene. Mane pointed to his head and told his teammates to stay calm at full-time, knowing the job is not yet done. While Salah looked rueful, knowing another shot at winning this competition had passed him by. The 33-year-old will not be heading back to Liverpool yet, though, as there is still the third-placed playoff to come on Saturday. The pair enjoyed great success together at Anfield with a Premier League title and a Champions League win, their standout achievements. But as connected as they appeared on the pitch, they were never that close off of it. Mohamed Salah is challenged by Senegal's Pape Gueye during the 10th semi-final. Credit, AP. The pair were friendly before kickoff. Credit, Reuters. Roberto Firmino, the third man in their potent front three, recently gave his thoughts on the tricky relationship and speculated that their international rivalry might have something to do with it. He said, "I knew those guys very well, maybe better than anyone. It was me out there on the field, right in the middle of them. I saw firsthand the looks, the grimaces, the body language, the dissatisfaction when one was mad at the other. I could feel it. I was the link between them in our attacking play and the firefighter in those moments." For many, that disagreement, against Burnley, between Sadio and Mo was the first, for some, the first and last. But I knew it had been brewing since the previous season, 2018-19. My instinct and my duty was to defuse the situation between them. Pour water on the fire, never petrol. They were never best friends, each kept himself to himself. It was rare to see the two of them talking, and I'm not sure if that had to do with the Egypt-Senegal rivalry in African competitions. I truly don't know, but they also never stopped talking, never severed ties. They always acted with the utmost professionalism. Salah chases down his former teammate Credit. AFP. The benches were in uproar after Salah's challenge on main Credit. AFP. I never took sides. That's why they love me. I always passed the ball to both. My preference was for the team's victory. Salah is still at Liverpool, but sparked controversy before departing for the tournament as he publicly lashed out at manager Arne Slot and his refusal to play him. He returned to the team off the bench before he left, calming tensions. Mane left the club in 2022 for Bayern Munich and spent one season there before joining Cristiano Ronaldo at Al Nassr in Saudi Arabia. Jurgen Klopp, their manager during their shared time at Liverpool, also recently opened up on their professional rivalry on Mo Salah's Never Give Up documentary. He said, "Were they best friends? No recommended stories. On the pitch, they supported each other, they worked for each other, they work so much, and yes, Bobby, Firmino, was the connecting point. Bobby was there when I arrived. A year later we brought in Sadio, and a year later we brought in Mo, and they were three of the greatest signings in the history of football." Quote,